All right, we're here with our client Reno from Options Trading University. Reno started with us a few months back, I believe, and you've been getting some fantastic results. I've been seeing you posting your profits in the group. Reno, tell us a little bit about your background. Did you have options trading experience, or was this kind of your first experience with selling options in particular?
Yeah, well, I was dabbling in options before coming to you. And I actually, funny story, I actually tried to do it myself before signing up with you and probably lost about $30,000 because,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I figured, oh, I don't have to, pay this guy. I can do it myself. And, you know, a good way to put it is like, you can get the math of it, but you teach us the calculus of it.
Hmm.
Like there's so many nuts and bolts and so many little idiosyncrasies. So when I started doing options, let's just say I probably started less than a year ago.
Hmm.
And, just watching YouTube videos, dabbling here, talking to a friend, little bit picking everywhere. And I never really got it, but I saw the potential. So, like I said, I was trying to do it myself. And then that Trump tariff thing hit, and I panicked and sold all the option or sold the positions and lost like
Yeah.
$30,000. And that's when I said, if I'm going to do this with some substantial amount of money for myself, like let's just go with Ryan. I watched so many of your videos. Like I watched all your stuff on Instagram and on YouTube. And like I said, I was trying to follow it and you get the grasp of it, but until you're in the course, the options trading university, you don't, there's just so many little things that I pick up from you and from other members every single day that you're interacting. So yeah, once I got in though, I signed up with you for a year and I literally turned and I had started with a $250,000 account, and I made 19,000 little after the first month, and
Wow.
that was a 9.1% return around somewhere around there. Uh, I've been with you for 3 months now, so I made 9.1% in July for
Okay.
19,000, August 6.1% for 14,000, September was
Wow.
8.1% for 20,000, and now my account sits at over $300,000. So, there was what is that, 20, 30, 40, 55,000 in realized returns in
Yeah.
3 months. So, and I
That's
was on a quarter
insane.
of a million dollar. Yeah, that's on a quarter of a million dollar. Like it's not a huge account. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think what you have taught me and the group is honestly life changing because you figured it out.
I'm glad. I'm glad. That's amazing. Yeah, because I remember talking to you back then. Wow, so you made up all of your money that you lost in the tariff crash and then some. And now you have a skill set that, hey, you're able to kind of just churn profits every single month. That's pretty substantial. Over, I mean, 8% was your lowest month. So that's pretty substantial. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's insane. And when I tell my friends and family about it, you have what you're saying. I think your goal is what the low at 2.5% per month. I think is your goals,
Absolute
right?
bare minimum. Yeah,
Yeah,
2.5 absolute bare minimum. Yep.
yeah. And I just basically I tell them 1% a week is my goal,
Okay.
and so far I've exceeded that by 1.5x to 2x on the first 3 months. But that's my goal is to get to 1% per week, which is, you do the math, 1% per week is 50% a year. Like
Yep.
with compounding interest, it's just insane. When you take that out 10 years, 20 years, I mean, if it would continue for 20 years, my
Yeah.
300,000 would be over $1 billion.
Yeah.
So that's, I
Yeah.
mean, economies of scale might catch up with you, but
Right.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but at 50% per year, like when you invest in the S&P is gonna, just on average over the past 100 years get you 10% back per year. This is 50%. So I couldn't be more happy with everything. Yeah, and and like I said, the thing is, I'm just learning. Like we had a coaching call today with you, and I asked you maybe three questions. Other people asked you questions. I probably picked up like five little things today. Nothing earth-shattering, but just little tweaks because these little one percenters, they just add up to you accumulating more margin, more wealth, more premiums. So
Yep.
it's a continuing education thing, but I love it. I absolutely I look forward now. I was telling my brother, I look forward to waking up in the market opening every day now. Like that's what I
Right?
look forward to. I'm like, when's it 9:30 a.m. here on the East Coast? So I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. So my question for you is when you decided to start this,
Yeah.
what made I got questions for you. What made you
All right.
start it? What made you start it? And like how much of a risk did you think it was not for your portfolio when you started the options training university? How much of a, were you like really stressed? Is it this is a big risk, or did you go into it like, you know what, I got this. Like I got this.
Oh, as far as trading goes, not the university.
No, the
Oh,
university.
okay. Yeah, and just having kind of everyone kind of falling off my lead and my back too with that.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
there's
of
definitely
pressure, right? I mean,
pressure there. Yeah.
you got 400 people with
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Like,
So, I've always been a competitive person, and I think I perform well under pressure. And I think having the group keeps me even more accountable, and it keeps me sticking to my principles. That's what I've noticed. Starting the group has helped me stick to principles much better because in previous years, like especially in 2024, before I started the YouTube channel, like I was debating on just doing this full time, kind of being off social media forever. Um, and I had that ability to do it. I got bored. I got bored. I like teaching and I like showing others. I was showing some friends how to do it too. So I think that's what initially motivated me to start the group. But then it's evolved into something to where number one, it keeps me accountable because I have so many members that, hey, if I'm not performing, that's going to affect others' performance as well. And number two is um, the mastermind group aspect of it. I've learned so much from other members in my group. Like for instance, the cash sweep, the automatic cash sweep to high yield, which is going to earn all of us that have Charles Schwab an extra
yeah.
4% a year, which is insane on the whole account. So yeah, I think those are two of the biggest reasons that keep me going with the group and kind of why I started it. Yeah.
And you know what? And that's a very good point. The group keeps you disciplined and you keep the group disciplined because me, I'm a gambler at heart. But someone asked you about a stock today, and
Yeah.
and the return, the stock was I think it was Iran or something, and it was went from
Yeah,
20 to
cipher mining or CIFR or something. Yeah.
and you're just like, no, I'm not messing with that. And it's so tempting when you look at a chart that something's up 3x, 300% in 2, 3 months. It's so
Yep.
tempting to want to grab that giant return, but your system is is patience, get the
Yep.
guaranteed money. You don't need to gamble and you still make a 50% return a year. Like
Yeah.
that's insane. 50% year over year. It's just insane. And that's what I like
Right.
because you keep me in check when I see these big numbers and all that. Like, no, man, like make your little bit here, make your little bit here, make your little bit here, and these little bits add up to 50% a year, and that's
Yeah.
why I love it. So I truly appreciate exactly what you said, the discipline part, because the
Yeah.
group does it for you, and you do it for me, and I'm sure you do it for a lot of the other people in the group.
For sure. For sure. And it's interesting too because you've been on both spectrums where yeah, you played poker professionally and you're making crazy, you could hit, right? You could win a big tournament and take home a big pay, but you've also done traditional like real estate investments to
Yeah.
where to you 50 the power of 50% is pretty insane for a traditional type of investment.
Yeah,
Right? So,
I still have my real estate portfolio, and I'm just
yeah.
literally like you have my head banging back and forth now because I'm reevaluating, and I'm just like, Like I'm looking at my numbers, and sometimes a property doesn't even make money if I got to, like right now, I'm literally rehabbing two of my properties. So
Yeah.
I'm losing money on those. And it's just like I'm putting this money into rehab them to make single digit returns on the properties. And
Yep.
it's just like, but it's also nice to be diversified too.
Yeah.
So just, so
Yep.
right now yeah, but it does make me think, when you see these returns and, you can turn at a 50% return, you literally turn like 200,000, like that turns into 300,000 in a year. And then in 2 years, like that's 450,000. 200,000 in 2 years is 450,000.
Yeah.
That's just insane. Like
Yeah.
yeah. So, but it makes me think, and I stop, and it's great though. And along a little bit off this topic, but I have friends that ask me to try to explain it. And again, it goes back, like I said, like I can explain the math to them, but you have to
Yeah.
explain the calculus to them. But the one way I try to explain it is when we're trading options, we're selling puts and covered calls, and we're getting guaranteed income and premium on these things. And I say, okay, here's the example I give. Let's just say you invest 100,000 into Nvidia.
Hmm.
And, if Nvidia goes flat for 3 months, okay, your 100,000 is still 100,000. If you just buy Nvidia. If
Yeah.
Nvidia goes up, okay, you made money because the price of Nvidia went up. But if Nvidia goes down, you lost money when Nvidia went down. And say it takes 3 months for that 100,000, it dips down, and 3 months later it comes back up to 100,000. Now, you as the investor, if you bought Nvidia, you're probably happy. You're like, all right, Nvidia's back to my 100,000. But with the way you show us how to do this stuff with the wheel strategy, we're making money when the stock goes sideways, when the stock goes up, and most importantly, when the stock goes down. So when it goes down from 100,000 to whatever it goes down to, if it loses 30%, yeah, like the portfolio, the value is going down, but we're
Hmm.
making money the whole way down. And then when it comes back up, we're making money the whole way back up. So now in
Yep.
that 3 months, when a regular investor bought Nvidia at 100, now it came back and still has 100 in 3 months, we have 100,000, and now Nvidia's come back. Now we have 112,000,
Right.
113,000.
Yep.
And because we were making money the whole way down and the whole way up. And
Yep.
not just down, if it goes sideways, we make money. If it goes up, we make money. And that was kind of the best way I tried to describe it to someone, because people ask me, okay, well, right now it's a bull market. What happens when it goes down? And I'm like, well, everyone's going to lose money when we go down, but we're still going to be making and generating money when it goes down. And we're also going to generate money when it goes back up. So
Yep.
that's kind of how I've been explaining it, just as a roundabout sort of way. I mean, you pretty much agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. And to give you an example too, because I know you didn't get to participate in the the downside of the tariff crash with us in the group, but I told everyone, hey, your portfolio when QQQ is back up to whatever it was, 550 or 575, right? Once QQQ goes back up, your portfolio should be bigger than when this crash first started, right?
Yeah,
Because like you said, we're generating premiums on the way down, taking advantage of the super high premiums at the bottom, like Palantir and Hood were paying out 6 to 10% on a 30 delta put. Um, and by the time we got back up to new all-time highs, yeah, the portfolio was significantly larger, especially
yeah,
because we were playing leaps too on the way up. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. And you teach us those. Here's the other thing I like. The You teach us the wide scope game plan. You also teach us little idiosyncrasies, but you also give your recommendations, and then you also like give us the freedom to be like, okay, listen, if you like this other stock, you check it out for us, make sure this stock's okay, and then if you approve it, you'll be like, yeah, take those same principles and use it over there. So
Yep.
you give us that groundwork, that base of what to do. And from there, we can tweak it ourselves. And if we want to add risk, if we want to reduce risk. And I like that because that's me trying to make 1% per week isn't anything that you had told us, but that's kind of what I tweaked the things I do. And some of these premiums you're making, you know, more than 1% a week, 1.5%, 2%. Some of them get up to 2% a week. And it's just
Yeah.
like, so I like that. You give us the base, you give us the structure, but it's not like firm. Hey, you got to do it this way, or
Yeah.
and you also warn us. You're like, listen, I wouldn't mess with that, but if you do, be careful. So you give us a lot of pointers. So I like that a lot too. So
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for that feedback because and that's the point of it too because I think that's the best learning experience is also doing things on your own with your own spin on it and seeing does it work out well? Does it fit your risk profile? That kind of stuff. So, awesome. Thanks, Reno. I appreciate that. How has the Discord been? Like, how have you enjoyed having the community? How has it benefited you having that, the Options Trading University Discord there?
so the Discord, you can get so many opinions and so much information from that. It's as much as you want to grab from it that you can take. So in the beginning, I honestly didn't get involved in the Discord too much because I wanted to get my answers from you directly. I didn't want to
Hmm.
get anyone else's opinions because I was new. You pay money for this, so I wanted to tap that resource, which is Ryan.
Yeah.
And so I didn't use it that much for the group per se. I know we can message you directly in the Discord, so that's nice. So I've done that. And I also didn't want to give my opinions to other people in the Discord if I wasn't confident in what I was talking about,
Mm.
because I didn't want to try to give an opinion, give guidance if I hadn't had this figured out yet. Not saying I haven't figured out yet, but I have a nice grasp of this where I'm
Yeah.
truly excited about it. But like I said, every coaching call, learning new things, which is great. So now lately, I've been actually going into the Discord a lot more. I'd say over the past month, and I read almost every one of your replies, everyone, which I don't know how you keep up with it. It's amazing that you
Yeah.
reply to everyone. I mean, you reply to everyone, and you're replying to people on Instagram too, and doing your
Yep.
YouTube videos. So,
Yep.
but anyway, yeah. So I'm learning from that because if I see someone and ask you an interesting question, that'll be like, oh, I never thought of that. And then I go and I look for your reply, and I pull a lot out of that Discord this past month because now I'm going into every category you have on the Discord, and I'm just looking at your replies, and I'm also pulling from other people now too. Like Riyadh says he just seems like a really intelligent guy, so he has some good bit of information on there too. And there's other people. You told me when we first had our one-on-one coaching call to talk to Justin. I believe it
Yeah.
was Justin. I think it was Justin. And I
Potentially.
became
Yeah.
friends, I friended him on a Discord, and he just said, Justin, you're getting these magnificent returns. What are you doing? And he says, I go a little outside of the box. I hold the leaps longer. I go lower, or I go higher deltas. And he gave me a couple pointers on if you're willing to assume the risk, here's what you can do to increase your returns, which is
Yeah.
all, and that's great. Like, listen, you can increase the risk and make a ton of returns until you have something like Friday happen for a month. When when
Yeah.
when the market goes down and that lasts
Yep.
for a month, well, now these risks come to fruition. So, but the thing was that Justin immediately talked to me and just gave me his input as everyone seems to do on that Discord. So I think that Discord is a great added bonus to the program.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, it is truly a mastermind of really awesome people in there, giving their, tips and pointers and experience too. So, I
Yeah,
really love that.
as a matter of fact, I actually answered a new student on over the weekend and posted something. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, my whole account's in the red after
Oh
after
yeah,
this
I remember
Friday
that. Yep.
tariff, and I was just like, listen, don't worry about it. These are these this you're gonna learn that when it goes down, you get excited. Buying
Yeah.
opportunities, we make money, you get to buy things lower. and everything in the red in your account, it doesn't even matter. Like the red is just saying, hey, there's a chance that you might own a high quality stock at a discounted price, and then we implement the wheel strategy and sell covered calls and continue to make premium. So it's
Yep.
really your account being in red on a down day is nothing, absolutely nothing to be nervous about because worst case scenario, and it's not even worse, but you get assigned a stock and you run covered calls and make premium that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I'm slowly digging into the Discord more, and I just when I got, I could relate to him. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
a down day, as everyone can, right? In the
For
beginning, you
sure.
you see your account go down, but it's not really going down. So, but
It's
yeah,
true.
so Discord is good.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's the right mindset to have. I think that's the mindset that I try to get everyone in because um it's a contrarian mindset, right? Like we get excited when the down days come. And like you said, okay, the account value is red, it's going down, but you're not selling anything, so you're not losing. Number two, it's interesting that we have this mindset as humans. It's like when we see our account green, we're like, oh, okay, cool. Like we don't get super crazy excited for 2 weeks where the stock market just keeps going up. But when it's red, we're like freaking out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And red just basically means everything's on sale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Coupons. Cheap. Yep.
yeah, you get Nvidia cheaper, you get Palantir cheaper, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing that you make so clear to us. You keep reinforcing to be in these quality stocks, stocks that make money, stocks that
Yeah.
have PEs. Like if they don't have earnings, just don't mess with them. There's enough high quality stocks out there that have earnings that
Yeah.
you don't need to mess with things because when it does go bad, and it will,
It will.
you want
Yep.
to be prepared, and that's what you're doing. You're preparing us, and you even
Yeah.
said that in the coaching call today. You're like, so when like this past Friday, we had a little China tariff dip. Well, I don't know what the Dow dropped, 700, 800, but you said now this is the time when you reflect and say, okay, was I prepared for this? And that's,
Yeah.
again, I give you kudos because that's, that outside the box thinking, you weren't giving us a technical of saying, oh, well, now you do this trade. And you're like, no, this is where you evaluate the big picture and make sure that you were prepared for this because that's everything that you teach us. So again,
Yeah.
I give you props for that too.
Awesome. Thank you. So the big question to you is, were you prepared for that dip
I
on
was.
Friday? How did you
I
feel?
had I was over prepared, to be honest with you,
Okay.
because you kept saying for about a week or two, there's a dip coming, there's a dip coming. And I literally had transferred over an IRA. So I had my one account's, well, 330,000. I transferred over 130,000 to from an IRA, and I literally had it sitting there and didn't touch it
Nice.
until this happened because I was waiting. So I was over prepared. Like I wasn't maximizing the value on that for 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
now that that happened, now I don't know what I'm at. I'm still probably 30-40% cash in that account. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting, and that's why like I was just excited.
Good, good. Yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
the VIX cash allocations are key. It keeps us safe, and that's something I try to go over every day in the group just to make sure everyone's there. Awesome, awesome. What advice would you give to someone just getting into options? Like yourself when you just got into options, but now that you have this experience with OTU and your success with it, like what would you say to the newcomer just getting into it?
The newcomer to join you, or someone is just getting into options?
Maybe someone that they have that long-term buy and hold mindset. I think there's a lot of people that have the long-term buy and hold mindset. They want to dabble
Yeah.
with trading on the side. What was the switch in mentality for you?
But that's exactly what I was. I was the long-term buy and hold. Like,
Yeah.
I was dollar cost averaging into Nvidia over the years, and I had a bunch of other AI stocks. And that was
Yep.
so, and when I signed up with you within a week or so, we had a one-on-one coaching call when you went through my portfolio because yeah, I was holding a ton of stocks and you basically gave me a lot of advice on, okay, clean this up, clear this out. And what you said was, okay, yeah, you did well on Nvidia over the past year, but you have so many stocks, they're not all going to do that over the next year. So why not just take the guaranteed income, sell some covered calls and get rid of some of my portfolio. And so I slowly did that, even to the point now that I still own three stocks. But that was when I started with you. I don't know, I probably owned 15 stocks, like owned and holding. And you
Yeah.
changed my mindset on that. And you basically showed me how to slowly, I did it slowly, slowly get rid of these stocks, make money getting rid of them, and then start selling the cash secured pit puts to start generating income. And the thing that I really, I guess, once you do it and you start seeing the returns, is really because of, again, let's use Nvidia as an example. Okay, Nvidia right now is whatever it is, 180.
Hmm.
Okay, it could be 190 next week, but it also could be 170. But when we sell the cash secured put, I'm still just going to make 300 bucks, whichever way it goes. And that guaranteed money, like you say, you don't have to worry about hoping the stock goes up.
Yeah.
So that mindset, it doesn't come instantly, but it doesn't take a long time either. The learning curve, I've been with you for 3.5 months. The learning curve isn't that long, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, if someone's out there thinking about doing this and they have, a decent portfolio of, you know, 50,000 or more, like 100, I always tell everyone they should have 100,000 to really accelerate. But if you have a portfolio, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the investment to you should be worth that amount of money. So why not take it seriously and get a coach like you, get a mentor like you, someone that's willing to put so much time into this. Because that's the only way, even if you're doing it on the side, which I know a lot of people do, a lot of people are still working and doing it on the side. Just why not take your money, which is one of the most valuable things you have in your life, and try to take the expectations with it far beyond by hiring you? So, sorry, babbling a little bit there, but I would say if you're looking to get into options, just hire you. Okay. Like it's going to work out. Join Option Trading University. And like in 3 months, I'm just looking at my numbers again, 55. I'm up, what, 20%, over 20% on the year in 3 months, 3.5 months.
Yeah.
I
That's
think the
insane.
I think the numbers say it itself. So
Yeah, you're probably going to
I hope
hit,
I answered
who
your
knows,
question there.
40 by the end of year. No, that definitely answers it. And it shows with your results and yeah, you're getting pretty crazy results. Like you're in the classification of some of the traders in our group getting above 5%. Like when I see those returns, I'm inspired. I'm like, "Oh, wow." So, it's obviously working. You're following the system and you're kind of applying it to your risk tolerance and you're able to eke out a few more percent per month. So, you know,
Yeah, it's absolutely like you said. I mean, it is. It's just great, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, and you're the catalyst of it. And I want to say one other thing: that the fact that you are not flashy, you are not arrogant, anything like that, because you, like I said, you figured this out. That's what really got me, is you the person is really what got me into this. So I just wanted to give you a compliment there because you're not, you you explain the most detailed things, and then the next person will ask you what's a cash secured put, and you just answer it like it's the first time you ever heard that question. So
yep.
yeah, that's
I
what's great
appreciate
about
that.
it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Reno, and I appreciate you sharing your experience. And I'm sure we'll do this, who knows, next year. We'll see where your account's at. I'm sure it's going to be a double, maybe a lot higher, definitely from here. So,
Yeah, I look forward to it, man. I look forward to going on this ride with you. And like I said, I truly appreciate everything you teach me, you teach us. It's just it's just life changing. It really is. If we stay with it, yeah, the sky's the
Yep.
limit.
Sky's the limit. Awesome, Reno. Thanks.
All right, my man, I appreciate you.